Right, I'm going to make some Shrikand, which is an Indian dessert. Well, this is my take on it anyway. I found a recipe online and it wasn't vegan, so I've veganised it and whole food veganised it. So I actually make my own yoghurt using a yoghurt maker. I think if you can buy the yoghurt in a supermarket and use say 2 500ml pots, and they cost about, I think about £1.25 to £1.45 normally each, whereas if I make my own and I use organic plant milk, soy milk I use, and it costs about £1 per litre, so that's a big saving already. But I use about 1.5 litres in a pot of yoghurt. So I save my starter from the last yoghurt I made. I'll put the PDF online, so if you want to make your own homemade yoghurt, you can follow that. And eventually the yoghurt maker, which isn't that expensive, it pays for itself, so it's much cheaper. And we use yoghurt in all sorts of things. We have it on our breakfast cereals, on our muesli, we have it, I make dressings and dips from it, so it's really, it's delicious and really useful. So I've already taken my starter for my next yoghurt. And the next thing we do is we take the yoghurt, and now this bit's going to be a bit messy, you might think. So take an old towel, but clean obviously, if you're dealing with food, a tea towel. If you've got muslin, which isn't very expensive actually, but I'm a bit low on muslin, so use that. And then get your yoghurt starter. Now this is the messy bit. You just pour it onto the tea towel muslin, like that, the whole lot. There we go. There we are. Fold over the tea towel, fold over the towel. Right, and now you need to leave it for minimum of 2 hours, possibly 3, so that all the kind of fluid is soaked up and you get a kind of curd. When we've done that, I'll show you the next stage. Right, okay, so now we're going to deal with the Shrikand, which has had more than 2 hours. And I'm going to go over here and see what's happened. The towel's nice and wet, so there's the tea towel. Yeah, that looks great actually. I'll lift it up on the, there we go. Bring that over here. And I'm gonna, yay, dip it into the bowl, like so. Okay, and I've got here about I think 70 grams of date sugar. Date sugar is just dried pulverised dates, so it's a whole food. I'll squish it up a bit. And I'll just tip that in like that. And also I've got about a teaspoon of cardamom seeds. enough. Let's put more in if you want. Just grind them up. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Yum. Stick that in there like that. Right, the recipe I saw called for a whole tablespoonful of saffron, which would be pretty blooming expensive. I suppose if it's something special, you might want to use a whole tablespoon of saffron, and you also might want to toast it. But this is all the saffron I've got left, so that's all that's going in. It's like a pinch, but there we are. It'll give it a little colour, and I'm not going to toast it either. So, and then I'm just going to mix it up with the date sugar. Wow. So give it a right good mixture in there. Right, I hope my Indian friends aren't upset that I've ruined their beautiful Indian pudding, but anyway, I like it. So the next thing is to yummy, scrape this out and put it in some sort of receptacle, and then it's going to go in the fridge for at least a day for the flavours to infuse. And I think that the yoghurt culture starts to ferment the sugar in the date sugar, and it actually gives it a kind of really lovely rich taste. So there we go. It's not the neatest. Oopsie, I need to, there we go. So I'm going to put the lid on there, and it's going to go in the fridge until tomorrow. You can always freeze this. It freezes really well. Sometimes you can. I've frozen it in little individual pots before now, and I think people like to decorate with sliced almonds and things like that. But actually, I'm going to serve this with the pancakes. Okay, in the fridge. There we go. Bye bye, Shrikand.
Bye, Shrikand.